cost of advertising on a radio station is given by the following formula. Okay, so cost in pounds, £500 plus then £20 times the advert airtime in minutes. So use the graph paper below to show the cost of advertising for up to and including 10 minutes of airtime. So on our scale here, okay, we want to go up to 10 minutes. We need to think about how we can have an appropriate scale here, okay, useful scale. Naturally, we'll start with 0 here, okay, and we could think about going up in ones with these big blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but that won't fit on, won't it? So we'll go up there, so we go up in 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so it'll all fit in there nicely, and then 1 then will be in the middle, won't it, there, and then 3 will be in the middle there, and so on. Okay, now we need a vertical scale for the cost, and the best way to do that is to substitute in the sort of lowest amount of time, which is obviously 0, into that formula. So I'll have 500 plus then 20 times 0. Okay, so if they don't have any minutes of airtime, okay, then obviously then that will become 0, won't it? Okay, 20 times 0 is 0, and it'll just be 500. So 500 will be the lowest. And of course, that sort of represents that idea of like there being a standard charge, yeah, just for turning up to the studio, okay, the radio station. You've got to pay for the radio, for the time that you have with those people before any advert time and so on. And then you've got the greatest time, which is 10 minutes. If I sub that in, okay, work that out. Well, that's 200, isn't it? And that would be 500 added 200, which is 700. So my scale needs to start at 500, ends at 700. And do you know what? It's actually okay to have a scale starting down here, okay, at 500. That's fine to do that. Okay, as long as our scale is consistent then going up, and we need to get to 700. So what I'm thinking here is, okay, we could split that. That could be 600, couldn't it? And then we could have 700 here. Okay, and then in the middle then we can see it's going to be 550. Okay, and 650. And if you look at my scale then, every sort of little square will represent 5, yeah? Okay, so that works out quite nice. So it says, then calculate the cost of an advertisement with an airtime of 4.5 minutes. Now, in order to do that, we need to have a line on here, okay, to represent this formula, okay? We can do that just by using the 2 bits of value we've got here, okay? So 0 minutes, remember, right? The cost was £500. It's the standard charge, so to speak. So 0 minutes, cost is 500. So I can put a little dot here, a little cross here. That's where my line is going to go through. And then at 10 minutes, okay, the total cost came to £700. So if I go across to 10 minutes, go up to £700, which would be here. So that then, if I join those 2 points, that will be my costing line, okay? So, when it comes then to calculating them, the cost for 4.5 minutes, all I've got to do is work out where 4.5 minutes is here, okay? And then draw up to the graph. So, we've got 5 minutes there, haven't we? Because that's between 4 and 6. So, 4.5 will be in the middle of 4 and 5. So, if I draw a line up, okay, to my graph, where it hits the graph then I draw a cross to see what that cost is, okay? So on my graph there, okay, going up at 4.5 minutes, when you read across, well, it's 2 little squares down from 600. So remember, a little square represents 5. So if I go down 2 lots of 5, it'll be 10 down, so that'll be £590. Now in part 2 it says the small print on the contract has been changed to say that all part minutes are now to be charged as whole minutes. Explain why a straight line drawn between the points plotted would not now be appropriate. Well, if you think about it, okay, the scale between sort of whole minutes won't apply, won't it? Because you won't be able to cost it like that. So for instance, between 3 and 4 minutes, okay, you're not going to now have that cost there, okay? So we can say the scale between whole minutes will now give us costs from the graph which will not apply, essentially, which will not be appropriate, okay, simply because of the fact that between minutes now we're not going sort of the values in between the costing, it gets rounded up to the next minute.